Hey folks, welcome to Verified Investing. My name is Gareth Soloway, Chief Market Strategist here at InTheMoneyStocks.com. Today's date is Monday, November 23rd, 2020. In this video, folks, I want to focus on Qualcomm as well as one other stock. Both stocks hitting key levels and showing us signals that tell us there's likely downside to come. I'm going to explain it all and why these are good short opportunities in this market environment right now. So number one, when we're looking at Qualcomm here, you can clearly see that last week we had a topping tail. So you had this pop and reversal candle putting in a topping tail. Notice the price action on Qualcomm has been consistently lower since then. That lends credence to the topping signal chart pattern formation. All right. Now, again, Qualcomm's a stock that's had a mega run, so it makes sense that it needs to take a breather and pull back. The stock has run from a low of below $60 to a high of basically $150 just last week. So, again, straight move up. They've had generally good earnings, which is great, but for the most part, the stock has factored it all in, and even better news than that, and that's why the stock, again, had a reversal last week on the back of earnings, I believe it was. All right? Now, the key here is not just the daily chart topping tail, but if you flip over to other time frames, you want to see confirming signals, right? So it's great to have a bearish signal on the daily chart, but if you can get it on the weekly or the monthly chart, that's very, very powerful. And what I did was I brought up the weekly chart now. So here's the weekly chart. What kind of pattern formation is this last week? It is a topping tail on Qualcomm. So not only did you get a topping tail on the daily chart, you also got a topping tail on the weekly chart. That is very, very powerful, folks. That is unbelievably powerful here and a good sell signal, in my opinion, especially when it's confirming. So where could this chart go? Well, what you do is you want to first look at the first support on the daily chart. The obvious target here is the gap fill right here. There's a huge gap. You can see the stock is trading lower today by almost 2%, and the markets are hanging in there. The S&P's up a little, the Nasdaq's down a little bit, but for the most part, we're seeing a weakness here in Qualcomm that basically signals that the topping tail is the right signal here, right? I mean, it's very, very clear in that respect. So continue to watch for further downside. Short-term target's going to be just underneath 130 at the gap fill. If you're looking for a longer-term target on Qualcomm, I do think at some point it revisits this area here. There's a ton of support in this area with all these pivot tops, and that's actually a break of 100 as an even number, but that would be more reserved for when the market has a big collapse to the downside. When you get a big drop in the markets, that's where you're going to expect Qualcomm, when you're talking 20-25% drop in the markets, maybe more, which will happen, right? We've seen that happen over and over again, whether it was late 2018 and then coronavirus in 2020. We're seeing it almost yearly, about every 18 months. Recently has been a fall of that magnitude. So that's pretty incredible there. All right. So we'll continue to watch and see how it all plays out and take it one step at a time. But certainly Qualcomm looks to be a short. Now, the next stock I want to show you and talk about is Crocs. Now, Crocs is a really amazing chart here. The RSI is like 78 to 80 now, again, on the RSI, so we know that that signals an overbought condition. But if we go to the weekly chart, which is what we're starting on here, look at the magnificent rise it's had. I mean, don't take anything away from the rise here. It is spectacular. But the problem here is that you're getting to a point where this is Crocs, right? I mean, it's not a high-tech company with massive growth. It's Crocs. So you have to start thinking logically here. The PE ratio currently is around 30, which again for a Crocs type, retailer is exceptionally high. That is a bearish case right there alone. But then what you want to do is you want to have confirming signals in the charts. And if I go to my daily chart here, I just flipped over to the daily chart. I want to show you this, guys. So basically what you want to do here in this situation is zoom out on the chart. And you can see you have a pivot high here, which staged a reversal consolidation, and then another pivot high here. So basically the most recent pivot highs, you could even do it from here. And what you get is a pretty clear signal right here. Look at this. Look at this. Right up in this range. So if I connect, I'm trying to do it as accurately as possible. There we go. So this pivot high through this pivot high gives you the exact high today. This pivot high through this area right here gives you this high right over here, and you can see it's hitting the upper bands. This is what I call band trading, where you're starting to get multiple technical signals, multiple trend lines that all coincide right around the high pivots here. And that's what's telling me that, again, you should see some sort of pullback on the charts, and I do think that we will get that. So keep an eye on that, folks. I think that's a no-brainer here. I think that's what we're going to get. We're going to end up with seeing Crocs pull back pretty precipitously. I think the pullback zone for this is pretty clear in terms of this pivot high would be your first target, which is right about around the $45 level. Now, don't forget, come follow me on Twitter, guys. Twitter at Gareth Soloway. I'm giving out trades today. I've already taken, I think, 2 new trades, maybe 3 new trades in verified investing. I've already put out a new options trade in verified options. You can find those services at inthemoneystocks.com. Again, that's inthemoneystocks.com. Look for my name at the top of the website. There's a drop down with my 2 services underneath. Verified investing to me is my flagship product. That is daily videos come in that, weekly live broadcasts where you can ask me questions live, as well as trades almost every single day. I probably put out 3 or 4 trades a week that are swing trades on stocks. And then if you like, as an ancillary product, the options is kind of a go-along product where, again, I take a small percentage of my money that I'm using to trade and I put it in options trades, and we have a lot of fun making money in that product as well. So, again, come join us here at inthemoneystocks.com. Look forward to seeing you in my services. Have a great day. Take care.